You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, 12 schools across Missouri, all dedicated to serving students with disabilities, are preparing to close their doors permanently.
Also, police are investigating a driver for DWI after plowing into a strip mall on Airport Drive in Jasper County.
And take a look at that sunrise. Is it not absolutely beautiful on what is another absolutely beautiful day? We'll have a full look at your forecast and our rain chances coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. on this finally Friday here in the 4 states, August the 22nd. And I'm sure some kids getting through their first week of school, others the second week, probably looking forward to this upcoming weekend out there. So yes. A lot going on, and it's still been a bit on toasty side. We'll talk more about some fall weather on the way. In the meantime, some other kids, this might be their last year together.
Yeah, 12 schools across Missouri, all dedicated to serving students with disabilities, are preparing to close their doors permanently.
The Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education cites staffing shortages, competitive salaries for teachers, and aging facilities as key reasons behind the shutdown. KOAM's Lonnie Walton takes us to College View State School in Joplin for the story.
I really love this school. I love working with the students and the staff.
Karen Sue Hensley is the building administrator for College View State School in Joplin, a school aimed at helping students with disabilities. Hensley says students love this place.
We are a smaller school student-wise, and they get really individualized attention with their learning, and so we can see them grow even more.
Change is coming. Mark Wheatley from the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education says College View, along with other schools, will close soon for many reasons.
Our schools don't have gymnasiums. Some of them don't have cafeterias. Some of them don't even have a kitchen to support. So we have to go to school districts to bring in food on a daily basis for lunch.
Wheatley says population is also a problem.
Some buildings, like I said, with 4 students, but they may have 12 classrooms. And then we may have a school with 28 students and only 3 classrooms. So
Wheatley says salaries are the same for teachers no matter where they live.
Some are in rural areas where a $48,000 new teacher starting salary is outstanding, but their neighborhood school may be starting teachers at $52,000, and we're not competitive at all.
Hensley says she will cherish the time she has with her students this year. She says she will miss the students when the closure happens.
Grieving process, and we have the year to process through that together. So that is a blessing that we can work together.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
College View State School will close its doors at the end of the academic school year next May.
Certainly a difficult process to have to go through, and I'm sure a difficult choice for the state to make these determinations as well.
But it sounds like the school is going to make the best of this year and hopefully give some students some memories to cherish.
Absolutely. And we've got, at least from the weather side, an absolutely beautiful day. I'm going to back this up. You're going to see a couple of weird graphics you don't usually see, but I want to show you the sunrise from 7th and Rangeline real quick in Joplin. Look at that. Isn't that just picture perfect? And honestly, you should take a screenshot of that, take a photo with your phone, whatever the case may be, because it looks absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to skip that and go to downtown Pittsburgh. Looks just as fantastic. Just the clouds, the lighting, everything is just, it's like a desktop wallpaper for your computer almost. It's just a little too good to be real, but it is. This is not AI generated. This is live from downtown Pittsburgh. This is also live from 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. Looking back to the north, we're looking fairly good so far. Future track for us today, again, a 2% chance of a shower. We had really the same deal yesterday. Future Track showed them. They never really happened. Not expecting them to happen today either. We'll be partly cloudy and through the afternoon and eventually going mostly clear by late evening and overnight. Our temperatures this morning, a very nice start to the day. 65 Joplin, 65 in Pittsburgh, and across the area. Take a look at some of these numbers. It is a bit on the cool side. We still have some low 60s out there, mid-upper 60s for most of us. Bentonville, the warmer spot, sitting at 70 this morning. As we go through the day, mid-70s by 9, low 80s by noon, and eventually upper 80s near 90 for our high today. Again, partly cloudy, north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We got some rain chances heading into Saturday, and then that big cool down next week. Details on all of that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. An SUV slammed into a strip mall in Airport Drive Village yesterday, and investigators say it's now a DWI case. Witnesses saw the SUV crash into the side of a building just south of the Domino's at Stone's Corner. A woman and a child who were in the SUV went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The building has only minor damage, but officers confirm they are investigating the driver for DWI. A serious crash yesterday on Missouri 66 near Joplin has left one driver hospitalized with severe injuries. The accident occurred yesterday afternoon when a 1998 Chevy Silverado rear-ended a 2025 Ford F-150 pulling a trailer. The two pickups were traveling westbound when the truck towing the flatbed trailer slowed to turn north. The Silverado then rear-ended the flatbed trailer. The Silverado driver, a 40-year-old from Galena, was taken to a Joplin hospital. Some drivers in Jasper County might want to look for a detour in the coming weeks. MoDOT crews began road work on Route 171 at Route 96 yesterday. Contractor crews will be sending girders for the new Route 96 bridge over Route 171. All lanes during construction will be closed through August 29th and again September 2nd through 5th. These lanes will be open during the Labor Day weekend. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Demolition is underway across from the Pitt State campus, with new development on the way. But some popular restaurants like Guadalajara and Kazuku face an uncertain tomorrow. The former Plaza Shopping Center housed several businesses, some of them for decades. Only 3 remain in operation. But for how long? I spoke with one restaurant owner yesterday who says they're still looking for their next steps. This is the current state of the Plaza Shopping Center, where Crossland Construction is working on tearing down several buildings. What they're seeing is their vision for a mixed-use development that would serve both Pitt State and the broader community. Crossland says the buildings are at the end of their life cycle, but tenants still under lease will remain in place. For those businesses like Kazoku, Sushi, and Hibachi, there's a lot that's unknown right now.
Our lease is still going on until next year, end of February. So I'm not sure if they're willing to give us like a little bit more of time, but we'll see. We keep trying to ask them, but they say there's nothing, they don't heard anything yet from the CAO.
The restaurant says they love this location and that it's great for business when students come back to school. Now they aren't sure of their future in Pittsburgh.
We've been trying to find another location in Pittsburgh area. Even our customer, they've been trying hard to help us to find some space, but we couldn't find any yet till now. So it's kind of really struggle here.
As the business tries to find a future home in Pittsburgh, they're working on opening a new location in Joplin by the beginning of October, but they would love to serve both communities.
This is our first business here, and it's kind of sad if we have to, to let it go.
And they say their customers want them to stay as well.
Most of the customers been asking us, where are we gonna move? And we tell them the truth. I mean, we've been struggling to find a place. We love to stay in Pittsburgh, but as you can see, it's hard to find like a commercial space.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News. Crossland adds the Plaza Shopping Center has a long and special history in Pittsburgh. The company says they want to honor that legacy by making sure what comes next is something everyone can be proud of. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, an interview with Paula Callahan from the historic Murfreesburg Preservation. And later, researchers prove productivity drops on the week's final day, why employees lose focus, and what smart companies do to combat the weekend countdown mentality. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Neosho River Park. Welcome back. Paula Callahan joins us today from historic Murfreesburg Preservation to talk about an upcoming event you guys have, Whiskey and Whispers. It's a reflection on Prohibition. So thank you so much for joining us today, Paula.
Thanks for having us.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about, what is this event and a little bit about, Prohibition in our area?
Well, this event, we're going to have a whiskey tasting with a pairing at 611 Main Street at the main event. And the whiskey tasting is, it's just a way, we have a whiskey sommelier that's going to be teaching us about the subtleties of the tasting, and in between we're going to do little tidbits of Prohibition. Prohibition affected Joplin greatly in the late 20s and early 30s.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about that, just kind of maybe some of that history?
Well, it was pretty much the end of some of our establishments, like the Keystone Hotel and the House of Lords. It was pretty much the end of it. But we have it's a fun history because Joplin, even though Missouri went dry long before Joplin did, Joplin skirted around the state going dry. And also after Prohibition, we had some interesting characters that kept it going even after Prohibition.
Very exciting. So this event, I think, will really get into that.
Yeah, we like to teach people, history of Joplin while we're having a good time having a whiskey tasting.
Amazing. You were telling us about this whiskey tasting. Are there any special foods that are going to be served at the same time?
Yes, our whiskey sommeliers picked out pairings that go. We have 5 different whiskeys. They're all top shelf, not whiskeys you normally find, in restaurants and bars. And then they'll have a food pairing that brings out the flavors of each of these whiskeys. He'll be telling you all the subtleties and what the hints of aromas and the tastes.
Great.
Yeah.
This sounds like an event a lot of people, I think, we're going to be interested in.
I hope so.
Can you tell us a little bit again, remind us about, the date, when, and where?
Okay, September 27th, 611 Main Street, right on Route 66 at the main event. And we also have the whiskey tasting and pairing. We have a companion ticket as well, if someone wants to bring someone with them that doesn't want to do the whiskey tasting.
Great. And if people are interested in purchasing those tickets, where should they look?
Murfreesburg.org. We have a page on our front page.
Perfect. And how much are those tickets running for right
now?
now?
They're $125 for the whiskey tasting and pairing, and $50 for the companion ticket. And what you'll get with that is you'll get your whiskey tasting, your food, and we'll get a signature glass with Wilder's is sponsoring our whiskey tasting glasses, so they'll all have Wilder's on them, and everyone that does the whiskey tasting will get a commemorative glass.
Well, thank you so much again, Paula, for joining us. I hope
welcome.
people turn out for that. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 now on this Friday morning. We're going to start with the Future Track for today. As I mentioned earlier, like a 2% chance of a shower. Future Track thinks there might be one. It also thought there might be one yesterday, but as I told you, really the chances were very low for any rain. Should be dry otherwise. Partly cloudy skies, eventually clearing out. Temperatures seasonably hot once again. Be mostly clear overnight and into the start of our Saturday. And then about 7, 8 o'clock, we start getting some scattered showers and thunderstorms, initially in parts of southeastern Kansas. These will continue through about 3 in the afternoon, but not everybody will get rain from these. And it won't be very long-lived in some cases. And as it gets closer to the I-44 corridor, it begins to kind of weaken and fall apart by 3. And then that just leaves us in the afternoon with an isolated chance for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm from 3 to about 9. And then that's going to be done as well. So our better chance of rain tomorrow is going to be really in the morning, early afternoon. But even then, not everybody's going to see rain for our Saturday. And then we go into Sunday. A little cooler than average, but not by a lot. Still pretty warm out there. And otherwise, just partly cloudy skies. Looking pretty good for our Sunday afternoon. Our sunrise this morning looking absolutely beautiful out there. It's one of those things, you put on your computer as a desktop background or something. It looks just great. We'll have partly cloudy skies through the morning, near 70 to start, and into the low 80s by 11. Again, seasonably hot today as we go to about 90 for our high, partly cloudy, and we'll have that north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We go into the evening, mostly clear skies by late evening and overnight, mid-70s by 10, mid-60s tonight, calm winds, so another nice evening out there, which will lead to a very nice start for our Saturday. Now, as we roll into next week, we're going to settle in to about here. We just finished, or we're finishing, with Center of the Sun, and we're going to settle into a false fall before second summer arrives, and eventually we'll get to actual fall. What does it look like? Well, first, it starts with rain. Monday, we start with scattered shower and thunderstorm chances. And again, a reminder on our long-range future track here, it's painting an area where showers and storms could be. It's not a huge complex of rain, but this is where it could be. The darker colors and the yellows indicate slightly better chances. And we'll have scattered shower, thunderstorm chances throughout the majority of the day on Monday, but not everybody will get rain. On Tuesday, the chances are a bit lower. We're looking more isolated showers out there. And then as we roll into Wednesday, it'll be mid to late afternoon into the evening hours that we'll start to see another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms start to push into the area. So again, seasonably hot today, tomorrow, really even into Sunday, scattered storms. And then here's our false fall from next Monday through at least Saturday. We'll have upper 70s and low 80s for our highs, lows falling back into the 50s and 60s. But see what I'm talking about? We get to Sunday, and that's when we start to get into that point where we're going to be about 90 degrees. We'll see the return of summertime out there. So enjoy next week. It's kind of weird. It's the last week of August, which is one of our hotter months. We'll actually wrap up very cool. And then our first week of September, we heat back up again around 90 or so. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
It's no surprise that in order to get the most weekend, most people who work a typical job have to make it through Friday.
It happens to be today, by the way. But showing up to the office is half the battle, with new research highlighting how employee productivity takes a massive hit on the last working day of the week. That's not a surprise. Fox News' Chris DeMeo takes a closer look.
Even if you love your job, odds are good you still look forward to the weekend.
What we're seeing with the TGIF phenomena is that people take it a little too literally.
And if you've ever run out of motivation to power through tasks on Fridays, researchers at Texas A&M University's School of Public Health say you're not alone, citing how Friday is the least productive workday.
Should we really have scheduled work on Friday afternoons? And right now from the data, I can't see a big reason to support that.
Teams analyzed the computer usage metrics of roughly 800 office workers over the course of 2 years, examining things like typing speed, mouse activity, and more.
One of the big changes we noticed right away was that the daily total of work output on the computer, number of words typed, etc., was not the same by day of week. In fact, it really went down each day from Monday through Friday, and wow, on Friday it was dramatically different.
And in an age where people have different work arrangements, none in particular seem to make people more efficient.
When we looked at the productivity, the output on a 24-hour basis, Monday through Friday, what we found was that it was essentially the same. So workers who worked from home, workers who worked on the road, workers who worked in the office, their output was about the same.
Public health experts say their findings could fuel greater discussions about how a 4-day work week may fight declines in employee output. Meanwhile, with Friday afternoons seeing the biggest drops in worker productivity, managers may want to accomplish important tasks on Friday mornings before fatigue sinks in. I'm Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Fatigue sets in on Friday morning.
But that's kind of the nice thing about, working in the mornings on a Friday is, we finish our days 12:30.
And see, that's true. I know there's a lot of people that I meet out in the community, and they're like, so what time do you get up? I'm like, about 2:30. Like, oh yeah, man, that's rough. And don't get me wrong, 2:30 a.m. is rough. Yes. But I'm also home by 1, and I have some time where I can just relax. I do love the stock video though in that story, like the lady closing the door. She's like, I am playing solitaire right now. Get out. And the other lady pulls out that notebook. Yeah, this is a notebook. And puts it right back where it was. That's really how Friday is, though,
Probably very accurate for a real office setting on a Friday.
I think so. I mean, it's like pulling this out. This is a weather clicker. And just putting it back. That's all there is to it.
Yes. Well, we have some more stories coming up. Freeman Health is expanding their oncology facility in Pittsburgh.
And it's going to be a great Friday, seasonably hot. Nice view of that sunrise this morning. We'll talk about that. And you see where it says cooler temps on the way? They are on the way. We'll talk about how cool it'll get a little later when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 7:26. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. It's 7:29. I'm Samantha Walker. More than 750 current and former staffers at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services have sent a message to HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as well as Congress. In the letter, they urge Kennedy to, quote, stop spreading inaccurate health information. It comes after a gunman fired hundreds of rounds at the Atlanta headquarters of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on August 8th. The letter points the shooting happened as mistrust in public institutions is growing. Freeman Health System greenlights a massive expansion for a cancer treatment facility in Pittsburgh. The project will greatly reduce travel time for many patients seeking treatment. It adds 12,000 square feet to the existing Freeman Physicians Group facility in Pittsburgh. Freeman says the facility will provide new state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, expanded chemotherapy and radiation treatment, and an in-house pharmacy. The project is tentatively scheduled for completion in late 2026. A STEM Learning Center in Joplin will soon add a fun new interactive centerpiece. The Schroeder Family Explorium on South Main plans to install a Rube Goldberg Miracle Machine as the centerpiece for its north wing. The Miracle Machine is an interactive chain reaction play panel that teaches kids cause and effect, fine motor skills, and STEM principles in a whimsical and engaging way. The permanent installation is possible thanks to a $10,000 grant from the Arvis Foundation, who are proud to invest in the community.
The Schroeder Family Explorium is meant to be shared, and we're excited to have this installation as part of this program to share it with the community. And if I could encourage area residents, one thing, it would be to come out and support the Schroeder Family Explorium because it's incredible to have it here in our area.
The permanent installation is set to debut along with the grand opening of the Explorium in the fall. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Oh, we've got a pretty decent start to the day out there. It was a little cool. It's 2 days in a row, going out and walking outside, and it was chilly for this time of year, which is quite nice. It beats going out at 3 a.m. and it's already 80 degrees. Got a great view of the sky here from downtown Pittsburgh at College of Business, man. I'm serious. I know, the site clearing and prep takes like the most work. Once you start building the building, these folks go to town, and they have really been going to town down there. It looks fantastic. Can't wait to see it completed. Partly cloudy skies overhead. MoDOT Camera 20th and Rangeline, another project nearly completed. The 15th Street corridor, which, man, that's been needed since I was like that big. So it's great to see that getting done as well. Lots of folks starting their day this morning. Our future track is giving us another 2% chance of a shower. It gave us that same chance yesterday. It did not happen. It is not likely to happen today. We should be dry, partly cloudy out there, and eventually we'll start to go mostly clear as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. So another great evening ahead of us. And our temperatures this morning, like I said, fantastic. It looks great. This is nice. I like it. If it could be like this all the time, that'd be fun. It won't be, but it would be nice. 65, Joplin, Pittsburgh, around the region. Our temperatures have been hovering into the mid to upper 60s. We do still have some low 60s in some of our northern counties, and Bentonville, the warmer spot, sitting at 70. Temperatures through the morning, mid 70s by 9, low 80s by noon, upper 80s to about 90 for our highs. Partly cloudy skies out there, and a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're still going to be seasonably hot into the weekend. Got some rain chances, and then those temperatures are going to be not much warmer than that next week. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Some Grove residents are concerned about a rezoning notice posted on a plot of land off 55th Street. KLAM's Ty Park spoke to some folks in the area to get their reaction.
This notice posted on the land is for a rezoning meeting for September 9th at 3 p.m. and September 16th at 4:30.
We received a request a few weeks ago from the owner of the property off of 55th Street. And the owner wanted to go through a rezoning, which would be C3, to allow an RV park. And so, which is their right to request a rezoning, and it goes through the Planning Commission first for approval. At that point, after that, it would go to the City Council for final approval.
At the public meeting, the owner of the land will make a statement as to why the land should be rezoned from residential to commercial use. Residents in the neighborhood next to the property are not excited about the possible rezoning.
Totally disappointed. that someone would put a trailer park in right next to this development. This is a great neighborhood. There's a lot of really nice people here. Everybody knows everybody, or if you don't know them, it's easy to get acquainted with them. And I don't know what that does to our property values also.
Neighbors of the property state that the notice was originally hard to find.
The city put out a sign. Our neighborhood noticed it. I noticed it. So I am our neighborhood media guy. So with the power of drones and equipment, I got pictures of the sign, which was hidden in the grass line. It was an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And that's not really a good public notice, hiding in the grass.
It's a notice, and the notice is typically posted, and that's per the state statutes that you put out there. So it's not necessarily a sign as much as it is a notice of a rezone. The public gets communicated in several different ways. One is the posting on the land within 300 feet of the perimeter boundaries of the property itself. There are letters that go out to the individual property owners. It's also posted at City Hall over here, and it's also posted in the newspaper.
According to the City of Grove, the process to rezone the land will go through site plan review and additional zoning restrictions and standards in order to develop an RV park. In Grove, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
The land in question currently sits vacant. The meetings are set for September 9th at 3 p.m. and then on September 16th at 4:30 p.m. Both meetings will be held at the Grove City Hall. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker is back in the studio with his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back, but first here's a live look from the Neosho River Park. Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. The big Friday.
Exciting.
All right, let's take a look at the big 3 stories of the week, live and local, what's happening where you live. It was a serious crash. Originally, when this crash happened, they had asked a helicopter to land, which it did. But after they got everybody out of this truck, it's a huge truck that had a bunch of lawnmowers on the back. The guys were actually moderate injuries, which is not even serious injuries, were transported by ground ambulance. If you can see that, it is a crazy looking crash.
Yes.
It happened just outside of Carthage. It closed Fur Road HH for about 3 hours, right on that first day of school this week. So it made it a little bit hard with the buses going up and down and everything. Everybody had to take a detour. Our number 2 story, Joplin News First. It was on the I-44 Will Rogers Turnpike just outside of Miami. A tragic story unfolded the other day. Oklahoma Highway Patrol tell us Oklahoma Transportation Authority toll worker or road workers were in a pickup truck on the shoulder. It was struck by a semi-tractor trailer. And then one of the workers was actually outside the truck. He was actually killed in that collision. Road was closed for about 4 or 5 hours for that investigation. I know they're also having the services for him tomorrow. Tonight is a visitation in Veneta. Our number 1 story, maybe a little bit more lighthearted, but not if you're a piece of mail. This is in the Rosedale neighborhood. Check that out. That is a mail truck.
Intense.
Yeah, really intense fire. Neighbors were like, wow, couldn't believe it. It was a hot day. That was on Saturday. They did manage to get a lot of the mail out, so a lot of the stuff was saved. The driver was not injured. They had to scrape a lot of metal off the road because, I mean, it just melted the entire truck, right there. There's the mail that didn't make it, though. Hopefully my check wasn't in that mail. And then our bonus story of the week, we're talking about going back to school, and I've got them. We do this every year. It's our back to school pictures. So we can guess who's that. This one's easy. Yeah, right?
Yes,
yeah, he's lost some hair since then. That look familiar?
A little bit.
Cameraman, Trevor, yeah. Another one, let's guess.
This is an easy one.
I think this one's kind of easy. She looks almost the same still, of course. That's Lindsay Gaffney. No, that's not a school picture, but that guy's fat. Oh, it's me. I know. And then, of course, our lovely morning anchor, Elise. Yes. And we've got you on the list, too. So everybody can just check it out online. We've got all of everybody else, our back to school list.
They're so fun to look at and so fun to do that kind of guessing game of who's who.
Now, your picture, how old were you in your picture?
That was actually my very first day of school ever. So I was 5 years old going to kindergarten.
And what school was it?
So it was Columbia Elementary in Joplin, which is no more.
Which is no more, yeah.
But all those kids are going to Dover Hill.
Yeah.
And now it's a lovely park that people visit. So,
exactly.
But lots of good memories there.
Check it out online. It's our Big 3 back to school.
Thank you so much, Shannon. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on this finally Friday. It's 7:44 in the morning, and we have the future track for you. As we've discussed, it's given us, I'm going to say, a 2% chance of a shower. It's kind of what it gave us yesterday. Did we see showers yesterday? We did not, but it shows it. Otherwise, I think we're dry, we're partly cloudy, we're still seasonably hot, a little drier air, so still a bit muggy, but not like it was the last couple of days. We'll have partly cloudy skies through the day, go mostly clear overnight, and then after about, let's say from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to have an opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe is expected. That's some of the good news, at least with our rain chances on Saturday and then into next week. At this time, nothing severe is expected, which is great. We don't want severe, but we do need some rain. And so we've got some of this coming in. Now, the thing is while you see it here, not everybody is going to get rain tomorrow, but at least some of us will. And as this complex starts to push further southeast toward I-44, it begins to kind of wither out and die out, and then that's it. After that, from 3 p.m. to about 9 p.m., we'll have a window for perhaps an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, again, the majority of us dry, but at least some of us will get rain tomorrow. And then our Sunday looks great, still seasonably warm, upper 80s is the expectation, but otherwise a fantastic day for us. Fantastic start to the day too. Just a few clouds. It looks really nice. I bet the air smells really fresh. It looks like it should. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I haven't been outside yet because we do this in here. I'm going to take this whole thing, this whole green screen, I'm going to move it outside. We can do the weather there. All right, near 70 to start our day, about 81 by 11 o'clock this morning. Into the afternoon, partly cloudy, again seasonably hot, right about 90 for our highs, north winds 5 to 10. And as we head into the evening, mostly clear by late evening, mid 70s still by 10, but mid 60s again overnight tonight. Calm winds, and look at that sunset, 8 o'clock. And it's going to keep getting closer and closer, earlier and earlier, rather. And here's the thing. Next week, we're going to go from where we have been, center of the sun, and we're going to settle into false fall because we will heat back up again after these temperatures I'll show you in just a moment before we get to real fall, which traditionally, real fall in the 4 states lasts about 2 weeks before we get into winter. So we've got scattered shower thunderstorm chances most of the day Monday. Again, this is painting where rain could be. It's not a huge complex of rain, although, again, that would be nice. But we'll have scattered showers, thunderstorms through most of the day as a chance, at least, on our Monday. Tuesday, chances for an isolated shower, too. Those chances are pretty low Tuesday. And then it won't be again until about Wednesday, mid-afternoon or so into the evening that we could get another round of at least some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. So here's what we've got seasonably hot today, tomorrow, Sunday. So still not bad out there. Then we get the rain chances, and here is the false fall from Monday through Saturday next week. Upper 70s, low 80s. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. I don't know what's wrong with Mother Nature, but I guarantee you nobody is going to complain about that. And if you do, I mean, it's your prerogative if you wish to complain about these temperatures, but they look pretty good. But take a look at Sunday, though. As we roll into the first week of September, we start to heat back up again into the low 90s. Let's check your forecast. We are back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
School is meant for learning, but students may find it hard to absorb new facts if their heads are stuck behind the screen of a cell phone.
It's triggering more states to take action, with a growing number waging new wars on phones in the classroom. Fox News' Gary Baumgarten takes a closer look at the rollout of new laws this academic year.
As students set intentions for the start of this academic year, more districts are hoping to help set them up for success by cutting off their access to their favorite device. Kentucky is now one of 17 states and the District of Columbia beginning the school year with new limits on cell phones.
We've had about 40 times where we've actually had to lock up a phone for the day, so it's really been minimal. And we realize that this is an addiction.
This means more than 24 states now have laws or policies restricting phones in schools, with Florida becoming the first state to pass a law like this back in 2023.
The Jefferson County Public School Board had voted that our policy in our district was going to be no phones from the beginning of school till the end of the school.
But just like every state is different, so are the cell phone bans, with some states forbidding the gadgets throughout the entire school day. This as other states only ban phones during class time, but not in hallways or during lunch. Some public health experts say it might be harder to enforce bans if there's a chance for kids to still use phones on campus in some capacity.
Especially with the older kids, of somehow they're getting access to it, and it puts more pressure on the teacher.
And while some students may find the adjustment hard, some are grateful for the chance to focus better.
I kind of like it. Honestly, I feel like it's given teachers a chance to be more direct with their class as a whole.
Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
I think there's some definite benefits, but I know there's probably a lot of unhappy teenagers.
We got by without phones when I was younger. I mean, cell phones were still something that only the richer folks could afford when I was in high school. I eventually had to get one for a job, but even then, like, I don't know. I don't know why kids can't live without them today. I mean, I see them on them. I don't get it. I can live without mine, believe it or not. There are times I could just bury it. Speaking of things that we need to bury, let's bury the forecast. I'm kidding. It's actually a good forecast. It is we got partly cloudy skies today, perhaps a shower, but really I don't think that's going to be the case. Tomorrow is one of our better chances for some scattered showers and storms. Again, between about 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. we have these storms coming through. Nothing severe, and not everybody's going to get rain with that activity, but at least some of us will as we head into our Saturday. We'll have another look at your forecast and your Wake Up Recap coming up.
This is your Wake Up Recap for August 22nd. Your top stories to start your day. A driver faces DWI charges after crashing an SUV into a strip mall on Airport Drive in Jasper County. The woman and child that were inside of the vehicle were taken to the hospital with injuries after totaling the vehicle. The structure only incurred minor damages. Authorities are investigating what led to the crash at Stone's Corner. An accident occurred yesterday afternoon when a 1998 Chevy Silverado rear-ended a 2025 Ford F-150, pulling a trailer. The two pickups were traveling westbound when the truck towing the flatbed trailer slowed to turn north. The Silverado then rear-ended the flatbed trailer. The Silverado driver, a 40-year-old from Galena, was taken to a Joplin hospital. Some drivers in Jasper County might want to look for a detour in the coming weeks. MoDOT crews began road work on Route 171 at Route 96 yesterday. Contractor crews will be setting girders for new Route 96 bridge over Route 171. All lanes during construction will be closed through August 29th and again September 2nd through 5th. These lanes will be open during the Labor Day weekend. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we are looking at seasonably hot temperatures again, right about 90, partly cloudy skies and a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly clear this evening, mid-70s by 10, mid-60s overnight tonight. Staying seasonably hot through the weekend. Our scattered storm chances, of course, tomorrow, Sunday looking great. And then we get more rain chances to start next week. And we also get a week of false fall with temperatures upper 70s, low 80s, and our lows back into the 50s and 60s. It's going to feel cold next week when we start the day compared to where we've been.
I'm excited for those temperatures.
I am too.
Ready to enjoy the outside. Somebody else is enjoying outside. Surf's Up. More than 25 dogs joined their owners for the Ocean Fest Surfer competition in Hawaii.
Now, some pets rode the waves alone while others rode tandem. We've received word that the video's just terrible. These dogs did an awful job, but it was a 10th year of the competition. Teams competed for a year's supply of Raising Cane's. Why do the dogs need a year's supply of Raising Cane's? No, the dogs were fine. It's just the video has messed up. You know, it's digital stuff. But anyway, I'm sure the dogs did great. They got other prizes too. I just don't know what. I mean, I guess it's for the people. I presume the Raising Cane's is for the people.
But you would hope they would be like, here's some Beneful, here's some Purina.
No, here's a year's supply of like dog food. Yay. That'd be great.
Milk Bones.
Not that Raising Cane's is bad. I could go for a year's supply of that too. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for now. We're back at noon.